a Bant flash deck that a viewer has sent in, but is playing a lot of my favorite cheeky cards here, like Frilled Mystic. One thing that I think is especially fun about this build of this deck is that in formats in the past, it was always kind of obvious if you were passing with like Nightpack Ambusher mana or Frilled Mystic mana or Wandering Emperor mana or Settle the Wreckage mana, but because this deck gets to play a bunch of different instant speed 4 mana cards, it's really kind of a head trip for your opponent when you're playing through these games where it's like, oh, which 4 mana card do I play around here when they pass with mana up? Because our deck has such a glut of 4 mana plays, we've got both Growth Spiral and then the channel here off Careful Cultivation to allow us to start casting our bigger spells on turn 3. We've also got some other miscellaneous counter spells here and some interactive bits and some card selection. Suspicious Stowaway especially seems sweet in this deck, because if you tap out for it on 2, then we're basically never playing another card on our turn after that, so it's almost always going to flip when we pass the turn, which seems like gas, generating some card advantage for us. So let's go ahead and pop on into some games here with this and see how it goes today. What's going on, my dear old friend? It's the 7 months. Welcome back. I would like the record to reflect, before the peanut gallery pipes up about it, this is the only one of our lands in the deck that doesn't cast Frilled Mystic. So naturally, it's in our opening hand game 1 the first time we're playing the deck, but this is quite literally the only land in our deck that doesn't cast this spell. So stop it. The question is, do I Eiganjo this, or do I flash in Spellbinder? Or sorry, Spellbinder, Brazen. I think I flash in Brazen Borrower. Because this can kill a ground pounder. Brazen Borrower cannot. Oh god. Oh god, it's so ugly every time I mouse over it, chat. They're looking for a Banisher Priest. Yes, if they Spellbinder Deluge, we get to look at 6 cards. Is accurate. Nothing to see here, chat. Just holding up Memory Deluge. They do get to draw 2 cards here, so like, you know, they're still in a pretty good spot, but at least we get to take their power off the table. Oh, rats, they're flipping over. I was like, oh, it's nighttime, so they don't actually get to get this off the board. Sedge. couple portable holes, another march, a couple more settles. Dovin Veto definitely comes out. Mystic out. Is this an Aether Gust matchup? It might be an Aether Gust matchup. That many green things, I guess. We split the difference between Aether Gust and Absorb. I think I like that. I keep this on the play. I definitely would mulligan on the draw, but I think this is fine. Am I discarding an Emperor? Oh my god! This powers up Seafaring Werewolf. Oh, and we discarded the Emperor, so they played around the second copy. That's actually kind of great. What's going on, Centrist? Thanks for the 10 months. Your people and my people need to talk, so we stop having days off at the same time. God bless us, everyone. I don't really want to flip it back to days, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass here. I don't know if we're going to be able to erase this Great Hedge.
Run away. You'll be safer. Remember,
Yes, the classic Collected Company Great Hedge Rangers class pile of green. Naturally they hit. Naturally they hit double Collected Company last turn. That's just how it be. torched at this point. Yeah, we played against Cat Oven and then Mono White aggro, which wasn't too bad. And then we queued into Neoform combo and I just decided to move on. Yeah, I wonder, like, this type of deck seems bad against decks that play to the board quick and early, which that seems like a lot of the format, so I wonder how good or bad this is going to be. We're gonna try some Sultai Flash after this deck in a little bit. And I think Fatal Push probably goes a long way to helping solve problems like that last matchup. So the 27 months, J-Hurst. I mean, yeah, we could just be a shitty control deck, but at that point we should just be playing something else. I think if you think our deck needs that kind of effect, we just shouldn't be playing it, is like the TLDR. That could be the realistic answer, but yeah, Slither Wisp is pretty good too. I mean, I don't think Slither Wisp solves problems that this deck has, but it's definitely a fine source of card advantage. I think all the suggestions people are making are fine, and you should do them in a different deck. That's not what this deck is trying to do. And if what this deck is trying to do isn't good, you're right, we should do something else, but that's still building a different deck. Like, putting a bunch of tap-out spells in my deck to help the creature matchup would definitely help the creature matchup, but then again, it's just not what this deck was built to do. One of the things I try not to do when people send me in deck submissions is turn the deck they've sent into something fundamentally different. So we're going to try and make this deck work given the theme that it was submitted with, and if that theme can't work, we'll say, okay, this theme doesn't seem good and we need to do something else. I will say Seafaring Werewolf seems like a sweet card for this archetype. Well, chat, I have some good news. Did you know our Flash deck wins the mirror 100% of the time? Bant Flash always wins the Flash mirror. What you're talking about? The deck's box in Brazen Borrower is perfectly normal and exactly how it's always been. Anybody that tells you otherwise is a liar. Really not a Veto matchup. I guess we kind of care about Emperor, but I think it's mostly like the creature spells that we care about. Turn 2 Stowaway seems kind of correct in this matchup. Yes, the difference between choosing to be on the play versus choosing to be on the draw is if you have a strong aversion to being able to win the game, you should choose to be on the draw. And if you enjoy winning the game, you should choose to be on the play. What's going on, Navier? Thank you for the 50 months. I appreciate the prime. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out for over 4 years. Good morning, good morning. We played Nightpack while they were tapped out so they couldn't counterspell it, just kind of forcing them to have a card that can play to the board here. One of my many critiques of Magic the Gathering over the years is that Magic really fails to address the play draw discrepancy. I'm just gonna pass here rather than attacking into another Emperor. Like, I'd like to just make an army of what's it called? Ooh, Endless Detour is a cute one. Just let this go on top of our deck, huh? Okay, so they notably chose not to attack there, which would kind of imply they couldn't do anything about a Nightpack Ambusher, right? Maybe? They're afraid of something else? You just lead on Borrower here, then? If they have 6 spells in their hand, I think we just lead on Borrower and start attacking with it. Hey, Arson, thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. There are some ways to help the play draw aspect that's effective. There are tons of different things they can do. They just need to pick one. They cash their Emperor in for a token, so I'm just going to be able to attack it to death. All right, chat, 100% win rate in the Bant Flash Mirror match. Broke it. It never fails to make me chuckle. Like, we play a weird deck like this, like Bant Flash. Like, I've literally never played against Bant Flash in Explorer before. We load up with Bant Flash, queue into a mirror match. It's just like, what's going on here? Yup, sheeple. The matchmaking is rigged. So I know all of us reasonable people here can have a funny ha-ha over the shuffler being rigged and the matchmaker being rigged, but I kid you not, there are literally people on places like Magic Arena subreddit who will tell you that they're convinced that the matchmaking is rigged to force you to a 50% win rate. Every time your win rate gets above 50%, it gives you a bad matchup to push you back down towards half. I'll go ahead and cast my spell. No, you don't see, you don't understand. It's not forcing you to 50% by giving you stronger opponents. It's forcing you to 50% by rigging the matchups you're queuing into against you. You don't understand. I mean, you don't even really need an algorithm to detect bad matchups. You literally just need, just happy to spend this card on anything. You literally just need to look at the data they already have, right? Yeah, and that's the other one, right? Like, let's forget about everything else for a second. Let's say Wizards actually wants to like rig it to give you bad matchups. Chat, they can't even let me favorite a basic land art 5 years later. They haven't rigged the matchmaking against you. That technology's just not there. They spent time programming the matchmaking to be rigged. I want you to look at my Brazen Borrowers, chat. Look at Brazen Borrower right now, and you tell me that they have the resources to rig matchmaking. Ascendant Spirit's a little scary. Yeah, we really need to draw another March or Brazen Borrower here. We kept the land in hand here, so Suspicious Stowaway can loot it. They could have another slip out the back here, but I think I need to do this while they only have 1 mana up. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Maybe my first veto was too aggressive. Revert.
I still have much to learn.
Endless Detour is a temporary solution to an otherwise permanent problem. Martian is the thing. I guess it doesn't matter. When I do this, if they have a counterspell, we're just dead. Oh, I guess this is better against slip out the back, right? If they slip during their upkeep now. Definitely cutting all of our counterspells and bringing in our cards that play to the board here. I'm supposed to let them hit me here, but there's also a chance they're missing a land, so like maybe this is wrong. It's a nice draw. Oh, I messed up. I should have rummaged before playing land. I could have played a tapped land that didn't hurt me. The wife and I never got into Stranger Things, but I've watched The Boys. I just saw that they dropped more episodes. I did it again, chat. I did it again. We weren't punished this time, at least, but, you know, you can't teach a dumb dog new tricks yet. Really glad we drew another land there, because I think this is going to be a spell. That's Frilled Mystic. I want to counter their spell. What kind of stupid question is that, Magic Arena? Of course I want to counter their spell. I missed a point of damage here, technically. That's fine, they should be dead. We have 5 spells in hand, but we're the one with the cards on the board, so let's go. Those cards have flash, which means it's illegal to cast them on our turn. That's true, actually. Opponent, you activated my trap card.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and strike fast and strike hard. Alright, so on the draw, we're going to be looking for marches, mystical disputes, and portable holes in our opener. On cheap, efficient interaction. Okay, yeah. Sign me up. I need to play, we're gonna play this mono blue deck at some point. I think we're definitely gonna get to that next week. Demolisher, thank you for the 30 months. Welcome back, appreciate it. I think we'd chill on this for now, especially with the Mystic Dispute to protect it. Like, if they play, like, Curious Obsession this turn, I get really rewarded for saving the portable hole. Because I can, like, play Untapped Land and then Hole plus Dispute to still take this out, and then we get rid of a Curious Obsession along with it. spell, please. I think we're dead. Shit. I mean, a lot of the cards in this Spirits deck are just like commons and uncommons, right? Untapped white plus portable hole, please. I'm gonna give this deck 2 more matches to hit its stride since it was a donation deck, but definitely feeling like I'd much rather be a black flash deck than a Bant flash deck right now. I mean, I don't even know that Spellqueller really solves the problem that we're having. Yeah, I think that's what Admain said. Exactly, kind of hits it on the head. The way this style of deck is built, it's just not particularly good into decks that play out to the board quickly. Agonizing Remorse, the 2-mana discard spell. That's not really playable in Explorer because we have Thoughtseize here. Yeah, Spirits isn't really a flash deck, though. Under Pet. It's, Spirits is, an aggro deck with a little bit of disruption. No, I think that X-Spec's discard spell is probably Duress Duck Doolittle.
You'll be safer. My judgment is fine. I am the Emperor of Kamigai, and we must protect the people.
Yeah, definitely Hypercritical Hedgehog. I'm really looking forward to Pokemon TCG coming out. And if you haven't been around and you haven't had a chance to check it out, you should definitely check out some of the Marvel Snap stuff. That'll hopefully be available in open beta soon, but I've had access to playing it. It's actually super easy to get into and understand. Their core game rules are super straightforward. I'm gonna make a 2/2 here, I think.
I guess that's it then. Keep watch for intruders.
So,
Pokemon TCG is basically currently in the process of releasing their version of Magic Arena. They have an existing client that's old and dated, similar to how Magic Online is old and dated, and they are revamping and modernizing it. Hopefully it'll be a little bit, better around the edges than Magic Arena is. We'll see. The Pokemon TCG new client is currently in closed beta as well, but it's a regional closed beta. You have to be in Canada or Mexico now, I think, to get into it. I want to trade my Nightpack for their 2/2/2s, so I'm going to go ahead and just attack and pass. You're in Canada? How do you do that? I have no idea. Google it. Google it.
Show them how we
Great!
greet our
Googly
enemies.
moogly. Grappy. They're like a super fair version of Greasefang, huh?
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me. Let your blade do the talking. Strike fast and strike hard.
Push their Planeswalker off the table here. Friendo. We first strike Friendo. Speaking of Snap, by the way, we're going to be playing it later on stream, obviously. But I also have been posting content to the new Marvel Snap YouTube channel. So if you're into that game, make sure you check that out and drop it a sub. Posted a video there yesterday and another one this morning. Finish him. All right, so rest in peace for sure. March sounds good. Settle seems not great. It's an absorb matchup. It's probably not a veto matchup. I care about their one specific Dorko. Not sure my Frilled Mystic. It's a little on the expensive side. Scrappy's probably decent into like the red-black mid-range deck. It's a good grindy card for those types of matchups. Alchemy released new cards yesterday, chat. And how far down do I have to scroll to find someone playing Alchemy?
The ninth most viewed Magic streamer right now is playing Alchemy. Oof, it's a long scroll, chat. Hey, what's going on, Lumbering Falls? Good evening to you. Welcome to a live one. Groki's played Alchemy earlier days, sure. But the point is, when you have something brand new that you're putting resources into in a format that people should care about, that should mean more than just one of the people that play your game or care about it. So I believe you that Crokies was playing it, but also, like, there's more than just Crokies in the world. For the almost 4 years, Roth, welcome back. We are again just kind of in a spot where my opponent has played cards to the board, so it feels like we're behind. What's got a magical go? I have been dropping swords off of people that end up dropping their sub-status. Happy to throw it back when folks resub. I think we're just taking the hit, and then if they don't play anything to counterspell, we'll Emperor at end of turn. I actually just didn't play Alchemy this morning, chat, because looking at the cards and looking at what's good in the format, none of it seemed very interesting or fun, so I didn't bother. So, I don't know. Maybe it's fine, but I also just, like, wasn't feeling inspired. We tried to play a little bit of Historic, but that format's pretty atrocious, so it was very unsuccessful. What's going on, Kind Fiend? Thanks for the 21 months. Welcome back.
Now you've done it. That's coming off. You are not much of a roadblock.
Yeah, the TLDR is that, like, Alchemy is not, like, meaningfully different than Standard, and Standard's more popular than Alchemy, so if I'm gonna play one of the two formats that's kind of similar to each other, I'll just play the one that's more popular. The only card I, like, kind of wanted to play with from the Alchemy card release was a Mythic Rare, and I didn't want to spend 4 Mythics to decide the format sucks and then not play it again. So I just decided not to bother. Yeah, I think we're gonna be a mostly Explorer stream for the summer. Maybe Baldur's Gate will give us something meaningful to do with alchemy or historic, but I'm also just not holding my breath at this point. I, for a long time, defended Wizards of the Coast's lack of format management with the idea that, like, maybe they just didn't want to rock the boat or ban cards too often. But the fact that they're also very hands-off in the digital format where they can rebalance cards just really communicates to me that they just don't want to actively manage their formats. It's not that there's something hanging over their head with regards to the paper product and bannings or not. It's just they just don't want to do it. It's whatever. So, for people that haven't been keeping up, there's going to be a Baldur's Gate Alchemy Horizon set released on Magic Arena this summer that will be alchemy and thus historic and brawl legal as well. And honestly, I think the Baldur's Gate Alchemy Horizons is probably a smart move because one of the biggest complaints about alchemy is that the format was too cheap and easy and accessible to get into. So adding an entire 9th set to the format to make it even more expensive for players to gain access to will definitely improve things for it. So really just nail on the head, finger on the pulse of what the players need and want. They should do a double Masters Alchemy where the cards cost double wild cards. Magic the Gathering. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me.
I bring order to this broken world.
To talk about templating consistency or lack thereof for a moment, it's so weird to me how some effects like Seafaring Werewolf are like only when you hit the player, and then there's some others that are player or planeswalker.
My ways are not for the weak.
Yes, I agree, Precipic. I think all of these effects should be player or planeswalker these days. Completely agree.
fight for me now.
Well, the good news, chat, is after this turn, we'll no longer be clueless. To be fair, Ninity, the anthologies didn't really hurt Historic. It was explicitly the Modern Horizons stuff, and to a lesser extent the Strixhaven archives that really felt like they put a squeeze on Historic. They were actually like super timid with like what cards they put in.
Serve me well. Nothing on innocent.
Yo, Faithless Looting was a Strixhaven archive. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and shelve this one. This deck is not good. It's just like, anytime anybody plays to the board, we just get like so dumpstered. Just too many expensive cards at the top end, and they don't like catch us up enough, so. Let's go ahead and move along. Yeah, let's work on